Faith, and I'm really excited to talk to you about a very huge adventure that I have been on. This is my twin flame story, the 10 initiations. And I'm really excited to share this story because I think the sharing of our human stories is one of the most powerful things we can do. It feels great to share one's truth. And I know that I learn so much from other people's stories. I love to hear other people's stories. So I would love to hear your twin flame story. If you find it resonant, I write it in the comments. I would love to hear about your amazing twin flame story. And I hope in the sharing of my story that maybe you come away with a little bit of information or resonance or, oh, me too, I've gone through that, and that just this sharing brings us all closer together. We really are all brothers and sisters here on the planet, and we're all moving through intense, sometimes challenging, sometimes painful, sometimes amazing, joyful experiences. And we really are all just walking each other home. So I hope that there's value for you in my story. And I want to just start off by saying that I really consider my twin flame journey the biggest, greatest, grandest adventure of my life. And I've had quite a few adventures. I've lived all over the world. I lived for years in Asia, including Indonesia and Japan. I was a famous model in Asia. I was able to get my PhD. I've been a mom to 3 kids, traveled all over the world, met some amazing people. I've had a lot of grand adventures, but this twin flame experience is by far the grandest adventure that I have ever had. And it has truly been an adventure into my inner world. All the other adventures I just mentioned were really exploring the outer world, really exploring the planet and other relationships. And of course, there is an aspect of exploring the relationship with my twin flame, but really, the biggest part of it has been exploring my inner world, exploring my relationship with myself, my relationship with spirit, who I am in this world. So the twin flame journey is not necessarily for the faint of heart. It can be a very, very intense journey. But like anything, the degree of the challenge is met by the degree of the gifts. So at this point in time, I can truly say I am so grateful for my twin flame journey. It has brought me to places within myself that I never could have imagined. And it has gifted me in so many different ways, of course, including just the pure joy of connecting with my twin flame. So I'm going to go over 10 initiations that I have experienced on this journey. And again, I would love to hear about the initiations you have experienced. And I'll just tell you what they are, and then I'll go through them one by one. So the first initiation is heartfelt desire. The second is the mirror. The third is unconditional love. The fourth is self-worth. The fifth is sovereignty. The sixth is mission. The 7th is coming back to innocence. The 8th is cleaning up one's own life. The 9th is releasing subconscious limiting beliefs. And the final one is faith. And actually, Faith is literally my middle name. It's my given middle name. And I'm very grateful for that middle name. It has definitely helped carry me through some of the more challenging aspects of my life and in the twin flame journey. Okay, so let's start with initiation number 1. So initiation number 1 for me was coming into my heartfelt desire. Basically, an initiation about leaving the living in the thinking mind and the living from the heart. So just to give you a little context about this, I met my twin flame just almost 3 years ago at this point. And when we first met, like many twin flames meeting for the first time, there was just an immediate connection. In fact, in the very first seconds of meeting him, we met on Facebook through Facebook Messenger. My first thought was, oh, is this my life partner? I immediately thought that. And one of the reasons was he messaged me and he said, I run a YouTube channel called How to Hero, and I see that you run a Facebook group called You Are Your Own Hero. So with that synchronicity, I just thought there must be something here. This is really amazing. So there were all sorts of synchronicities like that. There was such an immediate sense of familiarity, a sense of home, a sense of, I think I've known this person my whole life, other lifetimes, just so just immediate, such an immediate close connection. And then as we got to know each other, there were sort of red flags for the thinking mind, the way that my thinking mind would operate. One of them was I learned that this wonderful man was much, much younger than me, about 17, 18 years younger than me. Also, this wonderful man was living, or still is, living in Canada. And with a lot of children, a lot of very young children. And actually at that point was still married and living with his wife and lots of other details that just seemed difficult. And so my thinking mind really took over. And for several months, I really kept a bit of a distance. I'd say we were friends. We communicated. We had some professional interactions, and I felt this huge connection, but my thinking mind wouldn't really let me go any further because of what seemed like all these difficult challenges. And what was really interesting was my twin flame, he just kept coming back. And basically, I finally got the message. I finally understood that when someone keeps coming into your field like that, and you have feelings and a connection, I thought, I need to explore this. I really do. And so I let go of all of my thinking mind's objections, and I really came into my heart. And this was really the first beautiful initiation that I had on this twin flame journey to live from the heart, to drop down away from the thinking mind's rationalizations and fears and settlings, I'll just settle for something else, and come into the heart. And this initiation has served me so well, not just in this relationship, but in every aspect of my life. So, in every aspect of my life, I feel a much deeper, greater initiation into living from my heart. So, such a gift, this initiation. I'm so grateful. Okay, that was the first initiation. The second initiation was the mirror. Okay. This one was quite uncomfortable compared to the first one. So, in the twin flame dynamic, the twin is going to basically show you what you need to see in order to release, well, first, just to be present with uncomfortable feelings, emotions that are usually related to situations in your past and even in past lives that you have not fully processed, you have not fully sat with and felt and moved through you. So you can use the word catalysts, that your twin is going to present you with many, many, many catalysts. And if you're in a more mainstream idea of what a relationship is like or should be like, honestly, the twin flame relationship can at times seem, I would say that word toxic. I don't think that's really the right word, but it's that aspect of like there's something wrong because there's just always so much triggering and catalysts and pain is coming up. There must be something wrong with the relationship. And I really learned this the hard way, because I actually stepped away from the relationship because of exactly this. I did not fully understand the absolute fundamental mirror aspect of the twin flame relationship. And I thought there was something wrong with our relationship. So I stepped away. It didn't last long. It lasted for about 4 or 5 weeks. And I was just heartsick. I wasn't following my heart. I wasn't following initiation number one. I was back in my thinking mind thinking, oh, there's something wrong with the relationship because so much pain is coming up. Uh, so I really learned the hard way, and that was a very, very painful experience for myself, and I believe also for my twin flame, for me to have stepped away. And I just want to say hi to some lovely friends here. My friend from India is here, and Light as a Feather Tarot is here, and they're saying I feel the same way. Oh, I'm so glad to just to connect with you and for you to share your experience. Please, everyone, please feel free to share your experience. Uh, so yes, your twin flame is going to provide you with catalysts, and I'm still figuring everything out, but the way I see it now is if I feel triggered by what's happening with my twin flame, I sit with it. I sit with it. I sit with it. Often I will be shown the originating situation in this lifetime or sometimes even in past lifetimes that was the root of this feeling that I need to process. And then I just feel it and I move it through. And if it feels resonant and important to talk about something with my twin flame, then I will. But I largely see all of this as a big part of my own inner work. And Yes, Light as a Feather says, what are your thoughts about the mirror exercise? I think the mirror exercise is amazing. So the mirror exercise is basically you write down what you're upset about. So for instance, let's say your twin flame maybe is not paying you a lot of attention. So you write down, I am upset because my twin flame is not paying me much attention. And then you change all of the nouns to yourself, to I. So you change it to I am upset because I am not paying enough attention to myself. And often when you do this mirror exercise, you'll really see that the way your twin flame is acting is mirroring how you are acting with yourself. And this was a really great lesson, information for me, because we did have some of that dynamic. And I was not focused enough on myself. That was part of my journey to come back to myself and give myself more attention, and particularly my inner child. I would say specifically my inner child really needed a lot of nurturing. So initiation number 2, the mirror. And again, the big point here is to feel whatever is arising in you and really understand that your twin is gifting you with a catalyst so that you can process, feel, be present with, witness, and move through you some energy that wants to go, wants to be integrated, wants to be cleared. Okay, now initiation number 3 that I have gone through, that's very typical on the twin flame journey, is the initiation into unconditional love for your twin, for yourself, and truly for everyone. And I always thought that I was really good at unconditional love. I thought that all came quite easily to me. In general, I'm a quite, I think, loving, affectionate person. But in my relationship with my twin flame, in part because there was so much triggering, there were so many catalysts, but for both of us, me towards him, him towards me, at times I was critical of him, thinking that he needed to change because I was in so much pain in the relationship. And I was not unconditionally loving in these instances. And there were times when I was very judgmental of him as well. And this was all leading up to this stepping away that I did during our relationship. And once I did step away and I felt a lot of the pain of some of our interactions, really all that remained after I did feel everything was unconditional love. That's all there was. I just felt all the pain, and then I just came right back into my heart, into pure, I would say, divine love for my twin flame. And that only deepens, I would say, every day. Every day, that feeling just deepens. It just feels like divine love is coming through me towards my twin. I just unconditionally love him. It doesn't matter what he does, doesn't do, what he says, doesn't say. It doesn't matter at all. I unconditionally love him exactly as he is. And this, it's so beautiful. It's such a high vibration to be in, to be unconditionally loving. And it's interesting. I think it's still easier to be unconditionally loving towards him than towards myself. But I do think it has helped me be more unconditionally loving towards myself and definitely other people. I would say a lot of relationships in my life have come into more harmony because I'm now carrying this unconditional love energy towards everyone. There's been some significant healing in some of my relationships because for the most part, I wouldn't say I'm perfect at it, but for the most part, I'm not judging anyone. I'm accepting. The only time I'm still working that out is when it feels like others are being, I would say, abusive. I don't really like that word, but I feel traumatized by others. Then it takes me some time to move that through me. But then I do get back to unconditional love. So this has been just an amazing initiation because living in the energy of unconditional love is just amazing. I think most of us were taught that the greatest gift is to receive love. And it's great to receive love. I love to receive love, but to live in the energy of unconditional love towards your twin, towards everyone, is the best feeling. It feels so pure, so divine. There's no judgment, there's no expectation. In a way, I would say it's non-attachment. Unconditional love is non-attachment. You're not attached to what the other person does. You sit in peace and love. It's amazing. I love it. It's a natural high. It's truly like the most available, free, safe way to feel high, I think. We have a comment here. Haven't met my twin yet, but drawn to harmonize my light and shadow and masculine and feminine energies within me. I am on my own healing journey and hoping to see and meet my twin one day. That is great. I would just say, run it through your own guidance system, but you being drawn to this video about twins, it sounds like you're on that journey and drawn to harmonize within yourself, creating the inner union. So that's amazing. I'm excited to hear what unfolds for you. Okay, the fourth initiation has been self-worth. Oh my goodness. So that does connect to this unconditional love for self. Self-worth has been a really interesting journey for me because I thought I had a high level of self-worth, but I really didn't. What I had was self-worth around the mask that I have worn in society, the personality that I created to try to be loved and accepted by my family, by everyone. But that's not really me. That's something that I created. So I think I had fairly high self-worth around that personality, meaning, I'm Dr. Tassel. Being a doctor holds a lot of status in the society. Trying to look a certain way to be attractive to others in the society. I spent a lot of time, I would say, in people-pleasing energies. So around all of that, I think I thought, oh, I'm doing pretty well in who I am as this personality in society. But what I really realized through this journey with my twin is I actually had pretty low self-worth about being loved and accepted for my authentic self. And in my childhood, I did not feel that I was loved and accepted if I truly was myself. And I think this is quite common. And uh, there was nothing, I don't think there was anything malicious about my family members around that, but I think they were socialized the same way. I don't think it was their idea. I think they had that program within them as well. So I don't think I thought I could be accepted for who I really was. I don't think I thought I could be loved. So all of that has really come up in my relationship with my twin, in me really seeing that even though the pull is so strong and the love seems to be there, still having some energies within myself of, can I really be loved for who I really am? Taking off the mask, taking away the doctor title and trying to look a certain way and trying to be pleasing to people. If I take that all away and I'm just my true authentic self, can I be loved? And what this has shown me is it has to start with me. The twin is the mirror. So for my twin to love me, it's going to start with me loving me. And so I've had to do a lot of inner work around my self-worth as my authentic self, around my own self-love, and really, really seeing that in my childhood, when I was not receiving love for who I really was, that really didn't have to do with me. That really had to do with basically the wounds and programming of my family members. And so really seeing there was never anything wrong with me being my authentic self. So this is something I'm still coming into. I'm still embodying it. I wouldn't say, oh, I have 100% self-worth for myself. I think this is something that's ongoing. It's probably ongoing eternally as soul. But it's definitely something that I've become aware of through the twin flame journey, and really understanding that I need to hold self-worth. I need to love myself. And I then see that reflected in my twin. And, doing deep dives into childhood circumstances and interactions and understanding the wounding there, and bringing balance and healing to that. Someone is saying, I love you, sister. I wonder if it's Debbie. I'm so sorry. On this platform, it doesn't show the Facebook users' names, but I have a feeling it might be my dear sister, Debbie. So it is great to have all of you here. I see there are quite a few people on, and I'm just really grateful. Oh, it's Heather! Oh, my twin flame sister. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. What a blessing that you're here. Thank you for letting me know who exactly it is. Okay, so we've done heartfelt desire, the mirror, unconditional love, self-worth, and the fifth initiation is sovereignty. Oh my goodness. This is a good one. I'm just going to grab a drink. I thought I was sovereign before I met my twin. I really did. I thought, because I had spent several years on my own after my divorce, doing so much inner work, really coming back to myself, really stepping into my power, all of that. But through the twin flame journey, I saw a lot of gaps in my sovereignty. I saw a lot of codependence that I wasn't really aware of before the twin flame journey. And so this initiation into fuller sovereignty has it's been painful. I would say it's been really, really painful, because there were a lot of areas where I wanted to be codependent. I wanted someone to save me. That's the truth. It really is the truth. I thought that wasn't the truth, but it really was. It really was the truth. Well, first of all, I grew up in I was born in 1968. And I really grew up in a very dense programming of Cinderella land that at some point in my life, a handsome prince on a beautiful steed would come in, grab me, and whisk me away to his castle, and I would live happily ever after. In part because of this prince and him saving me in some way. And I think that was a really deep subconscious program that was running in my vessel. So, and this, I mentioned that I stepped away from my twin flame relationship, and this was part of it because I was feeling like what I wanted wasn't happening. And I was really I was acting psychologically dependent on my twin in ways that were not healthy. And what I understand now is that me and only me is responsible for me in every way. I'm responsible for my happiness. I'm responsible for coming back into balance if I've been triggered. I'm responsible for myself financially. I'm responsible for myself spiritually. For instance, if I need an answer, I need to go within. I need to find my own answer. So just this full spectrum independence, full spectrum sovereignty, that I am whole and complete on my own. It doesn't mean I don't want to spend time with my twin, but it means I don't need to necessarily. I mean, there is a part of my heart that I would say I'm not sure is ever totally at peace being completely disconnected from him. But I don't see that so much as this need, but I think that's just sort of part of the twin flame connection. I'm not sure that ever goes away. I'm not sure. I'm still figuring out the whole twin flame journey. But so I would say this was a harsh pill to swallow, to really realize I had to come out of all these codependent orientations that I really grew up with. And, the big message for me was, you need a man. You need a man in your life to make it. You need a man financially. You need a man emotionally. You need a man to fix things around the house, to take care of the tech issues. And the twin flame journey has initiated me into learning to do all of that myself. which is really freeing. It's amazing to be able to be self-sufficient and independent and not codependent. It really is true freedom. So at this point, I'm grateful, but it was something really painful to look at my codependence. Um, and probably the biggest aspect of the codependence for me was the emotional codependence. Was I had a lot. I really didn't like being alone. I was I spent a lot of time alone in my childhood. I was very, very alone in my childhood, and just didn't really want to be alone so much anymore. But I believe it really has been a gift at this point to have spent a long time alone, even recently, because I have really leveled up my sovereignty. I've really leveled up every aspect of my sovereignty. And I really feel very balanced on my own. I miss my twin flame. I want to be with him, but I've embodied my own wholeness to a degree that is new. It's the greatest embodiment of my wholeness that I've had in this lifetime. And I'm sure it'll continue. I don't think I've arrived. I don't think there is a final destination point. So yes, sovereignty, independence, and along with that is also that this loyalty and partnership with myself, that I will not abandon myself for anyone. I will not put someone above myself or put someone over myself or put someone first ahead of myself at this point. And that to me is part of this sovereignty, that I'm all in with myself. I will not betray myself. And in the past, I did that. In the past, I did betray myself with my twin and in other relationships because of the fear of being alone, the fear of being abandoned. And now my sovereignty is embodied to the point where I will not ever abandon myself again. I am loyal first to myself and to spirit. So that's a beautiful outcome too, to basically know I have my back. I believe my twin has my back as well, but first and foremost, I know I have my back, and I know spirit has my back. And that creates a lot of security, a lot of inner calm, a lot of inner security. Okay. Moving right along, the sixth initiation that I feel I have traversed through is coming more fully into my mission. And I'm sure everyone watching this video, you have an amazing mission to come into, and maybe you're totally in it, and maybe it's unfolding, but many of us have really, really big missions here on the planet. And especially during times of aloneness and separation from my twin, being able to focus more on my mission has really been a lifesaver. In fact, I would say I'm never more productive than when I'm not in very much communication with my twin. And that's part because there is heartache around that. And so I find it easier to focus on my work than focusing on the heartache. Now, not to say that I'm bypassing the heartache. I do really try to feel everything, but I try not to live in that. I try to go back to my vision for my life, my vision for my twin and I, that we will come together in beautiful harmony, in divine timing. And then in the meantime, focus on myself and my mission. So that's really what has happened. I have come much deeper into my understanding of my mission, into my action steps with my mission. And part of that is related to the heartfelt desire initiation, the self-worth initiation, the sovereignty initiation. All these initiations nurture each other. So coming more into my heart has helped me connect more with what I really want to do with my work in the world, and feeling worthy and capable of delivering what I want to do has really helped, from the initiation into self-worth. And then sovereignty, making my own decisions, listening to my own guidance, moving forward with confidence. All of those initiations have greatly helped my initiation into further being in my mission. And we have some more comments here from my friend Mud Chat. Hi, sister. And she's written, alchemizing authenticity. Yes, yes, yes. That could be its own initiation. That really runs through everything I'm talking about. Is this journey really pulls us out of the masks, out of the ego, out of the personality, back into our authenticity. And it's the best feeling. I've said this many times, that to me, the greatest luxury in life is being yourself. And I think, to me, it still feels like a luxury because I was not myself for decades, for at least 3/4 of my life. And that was just so painful, so painful. So I'm just so delighted to be my authentic self. And it's still unfolding. I think I'm still learning who my authentic self is. It's ongoing. Okay, we have 4 more to go. And thank you so much for the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and please share any of your initiations and any bits and narratives of your amazing story. Okay, the 7th initiation is coming back to innocence. It's such a beautiful word, isn't it? Innocence. We all come in as children, as babies, so innocent. And what I want to focus on in this energy of innocence is really a lot of it is, to me, around transparency, vulnerability, moving out of living from the ego. And I'll just share a little context around this for me. So I'm, in general, really, really transparent with my twin. Really transparent. Really, really, really vulnerable. I will say pretty much exactly what is on my heart. In fact, my ego kind of is almost embarrassed to share this. But on some of his YouTube videos that my twin does, I have basically declared my undying love for him while we have been in separation. I've written like long paragraphs of just how much he means to me in the comments, partly because at times he's talked about our relationship and I wanted to just speak my love for him. And definitely my ego felt a little uncomfortable doing that because it's public. And it felt very, very vulnerable, but it was the truth. I love him so much. That's the truth. And to to express anything but that would be a lie. So I feel that part of the twin flame journey is, coming out of the thinking mind, coming out of the ego, coming back into our hearts, and being vulnerable, being transparent, being really innocent, being childlike. And it really is to, I'm not the first person to say this, but I think so much of our consciousness evolution is coming back to our, what we would think of as our childlike qualities, being present, being just curious and mesmerized and enjoy about the wonder of the world, being super honest. Children are so honest, right? They say exactly what is on their mind. They don't filter through the ego until a certain age. So to me, the road to higher consciousness is through my inner child, is through being childlike. And of course, we're also in this transformation from the Piscean age into the Aquarian age. And the Aquarian age is all about transparency, whereas the Piscean age was much more about secrets and corruption at times and hierarchy. And the Piscean age is just transparency and honesty and lack of hierarchy. So I think all of us as twin flames are really helping to bring the collective into the Aquarian age, in part through living through the heart and living in our vulnerability and transparency. Okay, 3 more. The eighth initiation that I feel that I've been called into is cleaning up my own life. And this relates a lot to sovereignty. But basically, so to me, it's really interesting. When my human yearns for my twin flame the most, sometimes, like for help, then I know those are the areas where I need to clean up my life. So just a funny example of this is technical things have not in the past been my favorite. Making YouTube videos, using video cameras, creating websites on the internet, and lots of other technical things that are part of the process of my entrepreneurial career. My twin is great at everything tech related, amazing. So at times, my human has really yearned for his help in those areas, really like a Band-Aid, when really I can see that I am being called to move past my own resistance and move past my own fear, say around technical things, and just learn to do it myself. And it doesn't mean that he can't help me, but I can just tell in myself when I have that really strong yearning for help around something, and I'm looking to the external, when I most likely can figure it out. And it's really a call to me to fill in that gap myself. And I would say also, I definitely grew up with this programming, as I mentioned in the beginning, around making money. That I needed a man to sort of guide the way or help me make money. So that's another area of my life that I feel I am being called to fully step into and clean up myself. So really basically learning how to make money myself without uh, without necessarily a man involved. Uh, so again, this is about sovereignty. This is about our sovereignty and cleaning up the aspects of our life where we'd like to put a band-aid on it. We'd like someone else to come in and save the day. And we're really, I think, being called to save the day ourselves. And it really is an amazing feeling to fill in those gaps yourself, and know that you can actually can do it. You just need to move through your resistance and your fear, basically. Okay, 2 more to go. The 9th initiation for me has been seeing and releasing subconscious limiting beliefs. So, and we all have them, and they come from our childhood, they come from the collective, they come from our ancestral lineage, they come from past lives. I'm sure I'm missing something. There's so many areas where we can receive these subconscious limiting beliefs. They come from trauma that we've experienced, and they're subconscious, so we're not always aware of them. So it's really great to be in a twin flame relationship for these, over time, these beliefs to sort of emerge from the shadows. So over time, I have realized that I was holding, oh my gosh, so many subconscious limiting beliefs, that I can't be loved, that I can't really have joy in my life, that life is just really hard. That was a big belief in my family of origin, I would say. And a really interesting subconscious limiting belief that I just recently realized was I was holding this limiting idea that I couldn't really be involved with my twin flame in the physical realm while I had a lot of work to do. And that relates back to experiences growing up where I would often feel I really had to isolate myself from others in order to be able to get stuff done. And I realized I was carrying that belief with my twin that, right now there's just so much going on. I really can't be very involved. And I realized that's just a limiting belief. That's not truth. So it's really great to see these limiting beliefs. And often what I do is to basically rewire my energy. I will just create an affirmation that is the antidote to that subconscious belief. So the example I just gave, my antidote affirmation is something like, I am absolutely able to be closely connected with my twin and get all my work done. And just saying that affirmation for however long it really takes to really feel it naturally. So that has been really great too, to release all these limiting beliefs about my life. And then the final, the 10th initiation that I have been in, and I would think this is probably part of everyone's initiation in life in general, and certainly on this journey, is faith. And as I mentioned, faith is my middle name. And oh my goodness, this journey has grown my faith. And what it is really is just being able to trust one's own knowingness, what you can feel in your heart, even though there may not be any evidence on the physical plane. And I love this phrase, to feel your way through life rather than think. So many times on this journey for me, my human can get into loops of trying to figure it out, trying to think my way through it, trying to look for evidence of what my heart wants. And often that is just a dead end. That there's no place to go with that. But when I stay in my heart and I tune into my own knowingness, my own feeling about my relationship with my twin, I'm at peace every time. I hold a knowingness that everything that he and I have been through, what we're moving through right now, that it's all in our highest and best, that each one of us is expanding and balancing and coming back to our own inner union, and that at the most beautiful divine timing, we will come together in outer union. I have 100,000,000,000,000,000,000,000% faith in that, especially when I stay in my heart. And like all these other initiations, that the initiation into deeper faith has gifted me in every area of my life. So I hold that same faith around the work that I do. That when I'm in alignment and I'm following my heart, to serve and to be in my mission, that things will work out, that the universe will support me, help provide for me, bring me what I need in my mission. And just faith in general, that every aspect of my life is, no matter how challenging it might be to the human, that it is in my highest and best, and that it is all working out in ways better than I ever could have imagined. I have experienced that over and over and over again when situations to my human just seemed horrific. But in the end, I could really see how they really gifted me so much. So what a gift, what a blessing to feel that deeper sense of faith. And I want to just close here by sharing just a little bit of a prayer that I say every morning. And actually, I'll be really vulnerable and transparent here. My ego is a little embarrassed to share this. I set up an altar for my twin and I. So it's right by my desk. It's just a little table, and it has pictures of us and special things that are meaningful, little notes that my twin wrote me, and just things from him. And every morning I light a candle. I'm going to start to cry, I think. Every morning I light a candle and I ask Spirit to bless my twin and his family, his kids, and everyone he's connected to. And I ask Spirit to bless me and everyone I'm connected to. And I ask Spirit to bless our relationship, our union. And that's one of my favorite times of day. I feel really close to him when I do that. And then I read a prayer. And part of my prayer is to Spirit. I basically say, please show me the way. Please show me the way through this relationship. Please help me see what I need to release. Please help me. Please move me through what I need to do please, please just show me the way. And I also say that prayer for every aspect of my life. Just show me the way. That's one of my favorite prayers, that those words, show me the way, just show me the way. And I feel that Spirit absolutely does. When we ask to be shown the way, we are shown the way. And I just love saying that prayer, because honestly, sometimes immediately I will have awarenesses of things that I need to take into account and process. And sometimes it happens immediately, which is really fun. So thank you so much for joining me in this video. I just honor everyone who is on the twin flame path. It is an adventure full of challenges, full of pain at times, full of joy, full of discovery, full of gifts. It is, I think, one of the most rewarding and intense paths that we can choose to take as a human being. So just so much honoring to you on your path, and I just support you with all of my heart, and am here for you. And we have some nice comments here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing and being vulnerable with us. You are closer to union every day. Thank you. Yes, and you too. And Heather, I love you, my dear twin sister. Oh, I love all of you so much. And the last thing I'll just mention is actually with Heather, who just made that last comment, and her twin flame ace. We have a twin flame course that we are going to be offering in January. I will put more details about that in the description of this video, but all three of us are so passionate about the journey and providing support and assistance with this grand adventure. Oh, that's so beautiful. May you fly from star to star with your twin for many lifetimes. I'm gonna start to cry again. That is so beautiful. I love that. That image is really beautiful. Thank you so much. And may everyone fly from star to star with your twin for eternal lifetimes. All right. So much love to everybody. So much love to you on your journey. And I hope to see everyone soon. Bye.